How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Yeah, my royal family. That's a true title that y'all looking at. Knock me down. It found me. So I got an article that I'm going to read, my royal family. And before I get into the article, you know, the NRA, anytime there is a mass shooting, they don't support nothing. They buck real hard. They will not acknowledge that in America we are under white terrorism, and basically white males are going guns a-blazing. That's the fiber of America. But it's amazing the things that are going on in America now, marking this 400 years. You know what I'm talking about, my royal family. It's amazing. We're literally watching the divine hand at full work. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. That's why I always say, look at things spiritually and see what's really going on. What's really going on? Yah is no joke. We got to continue to demonstrate our faith. I know it gets daunting. It even gets to me sometimes, my royal family, when I do these stories and seeing us, and especially our royals, be brutalized and just slaughtered in the streets of America. And, we sometimes, that frustration, you feel like you're not being heard. But this damn NRA, they've been a big driving force up in D.C. and they walk around with a big stick. But see, anybody can be touched. Oh yeah. So first and foremost, I'm gonna read an article, and I got a video, and I'm gonna read this article on my laptop. It's much easier for me. So this article, and I'll make sure I pin it, is from the Daily Beast. And it says here, the National Rifle Association is having serious financial issues that may render it unable to exist or pursue its advocacy mission, according to a legal complaint filed by the gun rights against New York State. In documents obtained by Rolling Stone, the NRA claims the state of New York subjugated to a blacklisting campaign that resulted in tens of millions of dollars in damages because it has lost insurance coverage, which it needs to maintain its physical premise. Okay, so they convened off-site meetings and events and operated educational programs and held rallies, conventions, and assemblies. Its inability to receive media liability insurance also jeopardized the NRA's TV programs, magazines. The gun group states in the complaint in May. Okay, that must have, they didn't give the year because this is updated, so that must have been last year. In May, New York financial regulators demanded that the NRA was illegally selling insurance policies to gun owners that protected them from court costs after they fired weapons in an act of intentional wrongdoing. The NRA claims that after this, New York went on to try to separate it from business partners. Governor Andrew Cuomo has previously said the NRA case was futile in a desperate attempt to advance its dangerous agenda to sell more guns. And NRA financial disclosure from 2016 showed the association overspent almost $46 million. Woo! You talking about sweet? Sweet! Oh, so sweet to me. You know I love shit like this. Oh, I love shit like this. Y'all getting the pimp hand. So, my royal family, I got a video. Oh, yeah. This video, NSNBC, 3 days old. Let's open this baby up. Hear what they got to say. It's about a little over a 4-minute video.
Of the nation's most powerful activist organizations. A new report co-published by The New Yorker and The Trace details the intertwined financial relationship between the National Rifle Association and one of its vendors in particular. It alleges that the NRA and its public relations firm, Ackerman McQueen, have become so intertwined that it is difficult to tell where one ends and the other begins. The reporting notes that top officials and staff move freely between the two organizations, and the reporter writes, quote, according to interviews and to documents that I obtained, federal tax forms, charity records, contracts, corporate filings, and internal communications, a small group of NRA executives, contractors, and vendors has extracted hundreds of millions of dollars from the nonprofit's budget through gratuitous payments, sweetheart deals, and opaque financial arrangements. This comes as the organization is reportedly in a tough financial situation and is asking its members to donate more money. An attorney for the NRA responded to the report saying the organization, quote, has serious concerns about the accuracy of this reporting and the New Yorker's sources. Of course, we cannot comment on privileged communications or personnel matters. Interesting, because sometimes denials just work if you think something's not true. Joining me now is the author of that report, contributor for The New Yorker and staff writer at The Trace, Mike Spees. I mean, Mike, that is, when I hear a response like that, I mean, we hear all sorts of responses. People say, the reporter's just not telling the truth. The story's just wrong. That's not the response that you got to your story.
No, and to be very clear, we actually, several days before we published the story, sent them a very detailed reporting memo laying out everything we were going to report. So
which is common, by the way. It's not like letting somebody see the story, but you're saying, these are the things we're going to allege about you.
Yes. Please inform us if anything is wrong. The only thing we care about is getting the story right. So rather than rebut any specific facts, allegations, whatever, it issued one of those statements that you read before.
Because questioning one's sources is different from saying you got your facts wrong.
Right. Well, the other thing, it's odd to question the sources of the story because most of the sources for the story are paper. We're talking about internal and public documents. There are obviously human sources, some of whom are on the record. So it's hard to imagine like what exactly they're talking about or what sources are problematic in the piece.
It's a very detailed report, but if we were taking it to 5,000 feet, the issue here is that the NRA is in some cases the lobby for the gun industry and gets a lot of its money from that. It also claims to be a very, very large membership organization. It makes political donations based on some of that money and not on other parts of that money. And what you have uncovered is that there are a lot of people making a lot of money off of the NRA inside the NRA. That's
right. I mean, at the moment, it's been, for the last year, it's been claiming that it's been this precarious financial state, mostly due to New York regulators and now, weirdly, to the PR firm that you described earlier on. But when we started to examine these documents that go back to the 90s and we were talking to people, etc., it became very clear that the NRA ultimately has itself to blame for its financial woes, for decisions that it's been making and implementing since Wayne LaPierre rose to power in 1991.
And where is Wayne LaPierre and Oliver North and NRA TV, which isn't actually part of the NRA, but it's run by this this PR firm?
Yeah, when you're
ultimately, all come together.
Generally speaking, the average person, when the average person is interacting with the NRA or hearing from the NRA, you're really generally hearing from Ackerman McQueen. And NRA TV is a perfect example of that. It was conceived and is produced by Ackerman McQueen. Its leading personalities, Dana Lash, Colleen Noir, are in fact paid by Ackerman McQueen. Oliver North, who is the NRA's president, is a longtime Ackerman McQueen contractor who is currently being paid by Ackerman McQueen.
What do people who believe that they are giving money to the NRA as a membership organization need to take away from this?
I think they need to ask themselves whether or not the money that they're giving is being spent wisely in the way that they are intending it to be spent, which is to either advance
Second Amendment causes,
or more importantly, to invest in what is the organization's, or was the organization's core mission, which is hunter education, safety, training, stuff that, I mean, really should be the stuff that matters the most to gun owners.
Bullshit. Nope. Bullshit. What caught up with them is they evil ass ways. How I look at the NRA, it's nothing more than another KK group. Now we know we got other people of color that's a part of the NRA. Yeah, they'll take your money. Oh yes, they'll take your money. They have no problem taking your money and stuff. This shit is comical to me. And you know what? I'm gonna that article that I read out of the Daily Beast, I'm not gonna put that in there. I'm gonna put the article in here where it says Trump is facing impeachment. The NRA is facing bankruptcy. It's a good day in America. Yeah, that's that. I mean, this shit is serious, and I want y'all to read that article at your leisure and stuff. And see, one thing, if some people don't know about the NRA, they are the biggest lobbyists out there on the floors of the literally of the White House. They give a lot of money away, and they shit then caught up with them, because when you start stripping guns from our true enemies, then you will really see what they are made of. Ain't that amazing? Ain't that amazing? Ain't that amazing? See, one thing that I keep saying, my royal family, their money has became no good on many levels. Look at the college scandal. See, that is forever change. So somebody think they gonna come waltzing their ass up there and pay some money for one of they dumb kids, them people gonna jump back because they don't want to get caught up in that shit. And now here is another institution that's trenched in tradition, and this is part of the good old boys, because the good old boys have basically died off, where that they thought that was a forever entity, you know, and that's also a subliminal way to project fear to us at the end of the day. Oh yeah. So this is gonna be interesting. I gotta keep my eye on this. The NRA, y'all got problems. Y'all paper game ain't right. Y'all coins is drying the fuck up. And now you are demanding for your members to pay more? People start feeling some kind of way. They start making some choices. It's like, we ain't getting them tax breaks and all of that. We got this unstable president and stuff and all that bullshit where they trying to look responsible and teach gun education and all of that. That's just going through the antics and all of that. They don't give a fuck about that. They want you going out there. They want that white boy to be like John Wayne, guns a-blazing. This is the fiber of America. Ain't it sweet? This shit is sweet and juicy. So anyway, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe, sweet. Sweet.